Hi and welcome to a report of Play Expo, where I've just basically come back from after sorting out all the photos and putting this up. Um, it was the first time I've been to this. I've been wanting to go to this for the past 3 years, and I understand that it used to be called Replay Expo. And then changed its name, or people said it got corporate or whatever. I mean, I didn't see that myself, but that's just me personally. But I've been wanting to go for the past 3 years, and I finally managed to go. So this time I decided to take a weekend ticket, and I am actually glad I did, because when you're wandering around waiting for arcades to come available, or just basically wandering around generally, if you do it 3 or 4 times, things just pop up that you don't expect. Like, for example, I saw a kid and his dad basically programming or trying to do basic on I think it was an enterprise, and the kid's face was just like, oh my god, I'm programming, and it's like, wow, really, you know, just to see that the a kid who's basically been brought up since, the PlayStation days, and he's like, you know, really, really happy of seeing all this sort of stuff. So, yeah, it was. The other things are things like, maybe if a computer crashed, instead of the game it had originally, it'd come with a different game that you was like, oh, I've not played that in ages, and yeah, that sort of thing. So, yeah. But anyway, let's get on with the picture slideshow. Oh, the first thing before I go on with this, I'm not a photographer, and I think Saturday was me basically just playing around. Sunday I decided to take some more photographs. I think I came up with about 50 or something in total. Some of them I've got rid of. Quite a few of these aren't going to be the best of quality, so I do apologise for that. But hey, I took the time to take these pictures anyway, so even if they aren't, I do apologise, but Anyway, first slide. Oculus VR. This was in the Now Play section. You can see PS3 in the background. This is the section I didn't really pay much attention to be honest, because I was more into getting the vintage stuff I've done. And this is basically the queue, quite a big queue. And this is for a next generation virtual reality headset. Even if I wanted to get in, there's no chance of me. I couldn't get in anyway because the queue was too big. I had too much to see, so that kind of didn't happen. So, unfortunately, I do apologise for that. Next one, there's Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Again, I didn't get a chance to play with it. They do look like it's like, oh, on the right of this as well, sorry, was Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They were doing one. I was going to think, first I saw the queue and thought that's a bit slow queue, and then realised it's not actually a lot of queue at all, it's just a couple of people outside it, but yeah, anyway. LED Arcade. This was an interesting one. I remember having LEDs when I was a kid. I remember that I had a Turtles one from Konami. That was a good one. And I was always jealous of a few of my mates who had the Tiger Electronics ones. The ones with Shinobi, or is it Kung Fu Master or something like that? I had a go at what was it called, Amidar, and that's a good one. That was I think it was a paint clone. Paint how do you put it? Where you oh no, it was a clone of Oh Mummy on the Spectrum. It was basically like it's like Pac-Man, but when you complete a circle, like get rid of all the dots in a square, sorry, it comes up with like cherries or something like that, and you've got you've got 3 enemies after you. You can jump, and the weirdest thing is when you press jump, the enemies disappear for a second, At first I thought it was weird, and then I kind of realised what was going on. I mean, you're jumping, so you're not going to see it, and hopefully they'd move to net square underneath you, so that was a bit weird. And there was also this, the big ass Game Boys. They looked interesting, but it was hard enough to get, to play with them, so that didn't happen. And then we go on to the pinball section. And there's a guy that's playing with Donkey Kong on the old table machines. And as you can see, the price is £684.99. So it's like, wow, a bit expensive though. And then we get to the proper arcade section. This was a big section, and I think people like Steve Benway would have liked this. I mean, I think he'd stop going for the fact that it was all commercial. I could be wrong. Please point me out if I'm wrong. But when you got further into it, it got that kind of dark, the dark room with all the arcade machines in, which was quite a good atmosphere. Particularly machines of note on this. I did manage to play Operation Wolf, which is on the left. Basically, the guy with the hoodie on the far left-hand side, that's what he's playing. The son in green and the child in green, and the guy next to him is playing the sequel, Operation. Is it Operation Thunderbolt, possibly? And then there was Operation Wolf 3, which was kind of working, but I only played the first one. I do remember playing that years ago, and it was just like, wow. I think I got to the second jungle stage, was it? Yeah, and the difficulty just ramped up really quickly, and I was like, so yeah. And anything else I played in this section? I think I played that racing game. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 arcades along. Was it that one I played, or was it the one on the 5th? It might be the one on the 5th, because the one on the right was... It kind of looked like F1 Circus, but it wasn't called that. Which one did I play? I can't remember now. Okay. So the next side, you've got Daytona USA. You've got the guy on the far right is actually playing Gauntlet. I managed to play that when everybody else had gone. When it was because I'd left on a Saturday around 6, and I got to the bus stop, and it was horrible. It was pretty much gridlocked. I mean, you looked and people were barely moving. And I knew I wasn't going to get the bus. It's like, you know what, I said to myself, I'm just going to go back into the Expo and play, I might be able to play some arcades that I didn't get to play, like the popular ones like Gauntlet, because most people have gone. And I did get to play it, except the joystick for the Valkyrie's fucked. So she can't go left and right, she can only go up and down. It's like, oh, for crying out loud. And then I turned around, and behind me, I didn't get a shot at this, was the Simpsons arcade. And somebody had left that on 2-player. And it's like, tried to... Marge and Homer was basically playable at the point it was left at. So I tried with Marge, couldn't use the attack button, she just wouldn't do anything. So I moved over to Homer, he was working perfectly fine, played a bit of it. Now, the thing is with 2-player, you'll find that obviously you can't move until the other person's moved, but luckily the good thing about The Simpsons was I'd managed to see a trick whereby I started to see if I could punch Marge just for the sheer hell of it. And what they actually did was they clasped hands together and turned into a wheel, which meant that I can control both of them. Which is really good because since nobody's playing next to me, I can just beat up all the enemies with Homer, grab Marge, and shiver over to the next screen without having to go, oh hell, I can't wait to play this game, because somebody's left it on two-player mode. So that was actually quite good. So good thinking there, those guys that wrote that. Let's have a look. Next slide. Oh, this will be Commando on the far left. Didn't get to play that. I played Dig Dug, but not on this section. He had like 3 Dig Dug arcade machines. And one of the things that it made me realise was how well that particular machine anyway, it would make you lose cash. Because the thing is when I wanted to go left, it wouldn't do it until its up cycle had completed. So it's kind of a bit like Pac-Man. I was going to say Pac-Man even. Pac-Man, whereby you'd go up and constantly go up until you changed direction. It was kind of similar, but again, it was one of those, you move down, and then if you wanted to move left partway through, just to be a bit like, how do I put it, reactionary, it wouldn't until it completed its move cycle. It's like, to the right of this was Sunset Riders. That was fun. I played that with a mate who I bumped into, who sat down next to me and went, hello. He's into his Western theme. And he's also the same person that I will be doing a Let's Play with next year. So look out for that one. I'm not telling you what the game is, so you'll have to wait. On the left-hand side of this was Chase HQ and Chase HQ 2. I got to play Chase HQ today. No, the sequel I got to play today. It was alright. And then round the other side of this was Super Chase, which was the same game, but instead of the camera being behind the car, you were actually inside the car, which was an interesting dynamic. And it was quite fun as well, because it started you off on the first section with the sports car, and then the second level was it was some sort of desert track, and you got to be in a Jeep, and interestingly it was like, watch yourself from the rear, so you could see yourself from the back, where this helicopter's basically trying to fire you, so you've got to move around. The unlike the original Chase HQ2, where the wheel was, you could spin it all the way around, and it's really annoying. You can control it, but just the Super HQ had much more of a responsive, I'd say responsive. The steering was, it was tough to move. Not like tough to move, but it was kind of like, it wasn't as loose as I'd say. But it did make the reaction and the feedback of it a lot better for me to control. So that was okay. What else? Around the corner as well was Bomb Jack. That was fun. I was doing quite well until there was a guy that I noticed waiting, and I must have fucked up at that point, because I was doing really, really well. I think I got to the 3rd stage, and it just, after that, it's like, when somebody's watching, you're just like, I don't know, gone. This you see is a Super Star Wars cabinet. Again, apologies for the bad picture, but that cabinet's really small, like mini size. And I'll move on to the next slide, because that's Defender, the same mini size with Donkey Kong next to it. Very equal, very well done. Was that Jabba that did that? I'm not sure. I don't know. I also got to play Donkey Kong. That was fun. I was doing quite well at it as well, considering I never really play it. I got to 75 meters, and then I kind of messed up. They had Donkey Kong 2 and 3. I didn't get a chance to play those. So after all that, you've got the pinball section. I'm not a big pinball fan, to be honest. I mean, I'll play it. You know, if people say you want to play it, I probably will do. But if it's just me on my own, I don't see the appeal in it mainly. I mean, I've played like Pinball Dreams, enjoyed that, and Devil Crash, definitely, I've enjoyed that one. But not a big pinball. I suppose I was more of an arcade game player than I was with arcade pinball. And somebody else who I bumped into showed me the next slide, the Wizard of Oz one, which is very interesting considering that it had like a video. That section you can see at the top, that's actually video. So I turned around to him and said, so is this basically pinball with FMV sequences? And he said, yeah, pretty much. There were two of those. Okay, so the next slide we've got the start of the vintage section, and I'm trying to go through these slides as basically as best as I can as I walk around. So there might be some slight changes, so I do apologise for that. These are actually run on PCs, and I think they're actually, oh, well, you can see that obviously. And these are actually, I think, RM Nimbuses, and last time I've heard of a RM Nimbus, sorry, was way back in 1998 when Winter School had them. So those are the pinball gamey ones, and you've got Devil Crash next to it. And then you've got on this picture, oh, the MSX you can see on the left hand side. The joystick on that is very loose, but shockingly for Nemesis, which is what I was playing, the actual movement controls are very responsive. And I'm, you know, after playing a few games with the zip stick, which I love because the zip stick's micro switches make things a lot, you know, make some of the inferior joysticks, you know, similar to the non-micro switch one is a lot inferior. I mean, I've got two myself that I just tested out recently with a pickup that I'll show later. But yeah, that MSX was, well, the joystick especially was pretty good. The firing button was a bit, yeah, but the joystick itself was, the movement was really, really interesting. What else do we have on this picture? Oh, there's the Master System 2 in the middle. Did I capture? Oh, the machine next to it it's actually got an X8600. I'm pretty sure it is because I'm sure I saw Luke Morse fixing a couple in his previous videos. Hang on, let me just check this. X8600, 1000, sorry. Sharp 86000. Yeah, it is. It's a Sharp 86000. They had one of those there. I didn't get a chance to play with that one. And then there was a computer next to it with floppy disks, and I can't remember if that was for the X86000 or not. I don't know. Anyway, next picture. Got some. This was on Sunday, so we got. I think that's an Amiga 600 on the far left, playing Xenon. Unfortunately, the joystick had broken, so you couldn't really play it. You got leaked and a strange tower device at the far right, and I really don't know what that is, unfortunately. And then to the Atari, I think that's the one next to it. I can't remember what that had on it. We've got. Is that? I think that's a Commodore 64. What game was that? I think I did play the game that was on it. I can't remember what it was. And there's something on the right. And I think this is Saturday's. No, this might have been today's, but that wasn't working. It might have been. It's an apple. That's right. The one on the right is an apple. I'm not sure what it is though. I'm sure someone could tell me. Oh, we got a guy playing Stunt Car Racer on an Amiga 500 Plus with, as some people can see, the hard drive attached to it. It was set on, I think it was set on game switch mode, not on auto boot. Got classic Pac-Man on the right hand side as well. We've got an Amstrad CPC, and speaking of the Amstrad CPC, so on Saturday, somebody had been dicking around with the machines and putting printed text on Infinite. Actually, I'll tell you what it said. It basically said, this machine is broken, it's all Darren Jones' fault. Darren Jones is the editor of Retro Gamer, the magazine, which I haven't picked up yet, which I will do soon. So, I'd not really, I knew how to play around with Spectrum stuff, so I had a look and see if I could stop it. You can stop it by pressing the red escape button, I think it is, in the top right, top left. The problem is, that actually won't escape the program. So what I had to do was press Control and Escape, and that breaks it completely. So I typed in a list to see what somebody had written. And it did the 10 print whatever they'd written. 20 go to 10, 30 go to 10, and another print line. So it's like, well, yeah, you're not gonna get the other print line because you're overriding it with the line 20. So 30 onwards would never actually execute, but I'm so sure somebody already knew that. I don't know. Anything else I can say about this section? No, I don't think I remember anything else. Alright, next picture then. Aha, the Sam Coupe and the SX64, I believe, as Geigerpunk actually told me from yesterday when I tweeted some of these pictures up. The kid is playing Tapper, which actually plays really nicely. It's a bit weird with the spacebar being with the pump action, because I've played this on the Spectrum and it kind of works slightly differently with the way he pumps the drink. I played with it myself, and I'm actually quite good at this. In fact, if you go back through my playlist, if you go into the Until I Die playlist, I've actually got me playing the Spectrum version of Tapper, and I'm quite good enough to get to the Space Cantina. In fact, sometimes you'll put, I don't know whether on the video you'll see this, but even on that day, there were occasions where I was almost dead, like last life, and I'd managed to get it back, get an extra life, because the thing is, it's like, get glasses when you can, and certainly get the money when they drop, because it stops certain people from going down the aisles, which gives you a bit more time to serve those people who are ignoring the cash, because what the cash does is it puts on dancers, which distracts certain people. So you've got that. And on the left hand side, you've got the Sam Coupe. Now this was a machine, wasn't it a 16-bit computer? Let me check that. Sam Coupe. I know it was released very late because I remember seeing the advertisements. Clone of the ZX Spectrum computer, because I think it was hardware compatible with it. What did it say? Being not sure if it's 8-bit or 16-bit. I'm sure somebody will tell me. But anyway, it was playing Manic Miner. And first level was the caverns. I managed to do that pretty easily. Second one was the freezer, and it's completely different from the Spectrum version, so I died. I died quite a few times, but the most hard part was the top left, where you have an enemy going backwards and forwards, and 2 keys. I found it really impossible to get the key, because by the time I'm walking back, the enemy's coming towards me, and there's no way I can think about jumping. Unless I could have jumped top right, I don't know. I'll have to have another go at that at some point to see if I can get around it. So a bit further on, you get to see some of the older machines. You might not be able to see it as clearly, but if you squint a little bit. The screen on the far left is basically playing an old version of Pong or maybe tennis on one of the really old machines. Don't know what the middle one was. But the third one down, that's Vectrex. Didn't get to play that. Should have done really, but when I'd gone round, I think it was Sunday or Saturday, one of them just wasn't working. In the next slide though, it's showing you, yeah, you can see the Vectrex now. On the left hand side, there's a guy playing Tapper again on the 7800. So, okay, go. Right, this was Sunday, so they'd moved some of the, yes, I think they did move some of the Spectrum stuff over, and some of the consoles. You can see another Sam Coupe over there. I think that was the same one, but moved over, because I remember seeing it in the same position on Sunday. This is another reason why you should try and get the, the 2-day event, because there's always something that's going to change. The machine to the right, or should I say third in from the right, is, I think it was an Amstrad C6128. I'm sure it was a CPC16. It was definitely a 128-bit machine, 128 machine, but I'm not 100 because it's white there. Pretty sure that was an Amstrad. I'm just checking on the internet now, and the other ones that have been shown are it's basically the same +3 Spectrum model. Must not be an Amstrad then. Acorn maybe? I've just spotted one. Okay, hang on. Visit page. CPC 464. No, it was definitely. I'm definitely sure I saw C128. I don't know why it's showing me all black machines. I'm definitely, because I'm pretty sure, because I looked at it and went, ooh, that's interesting. But yeah, okay. Right, further on, there was that lady was using the. I'm pretty sure that was the +3 version, or an Amstrad +3 or something like that. And she just turned it off as I took the picture, so I can't remember what it was she was playing. In a certain other section, there was something called the 80s in Education, where they had loads of BBCs. And obviously they had Granny's Garden. In this same area as well, they had some other machines. They had Repton, and they had a big LCD of this thing's playing. I'm not sure whether it was a homebrewer game again or not. There was also some of them had like listings. I think you could type in, so it was in straight basic. And that was an interesting area. Okay, so within one of the other areas I got to was the handheld section, and they had an Atari Lynx, which I finally got to play, but it had some shitty driving game, which really wasn't that interesting. There was a Game Boy with Tetris. I would have played it if I had Mario. Sorry, I'm a bit elitist. on the right side of the links was the Game Gear, and what else did they have? Can't remember what else they had. They might have had the PSP, I could be wrong. All the videos had that was the light gun section. That was interesting. You could already see one kid with the super scope. Didn't get to play that, annoyingly. But the next slide, we'll see. You can actually see there's two sections of this. So you've got the SMS phaser gun on the far left. Tried playing that on a Saturday, but it was broke, or I couldn't figure out why it wasn't doing anything. It was some sort of weird game about was it monster ghost or something. You had this blonde girl, and you were protecting her or something against monsters or poltergeist or something like that. I can't remember. Next one along would have been, pretty sure that's the 3DO. Then you've got the NES with the light gun over there, and on the other end we get Lethal Enforcers was on there. We get Sega Saturn with its Virtual Cop. Played that. The gun I felt was a bit too either like I was shooting, or I think it was calibrated to be on a slight left. I think I really needed to sit down because I was kind of aiming at an angle from the top, so that probably didn't help. I got the kids playing on. Oh well, no, I don't think they're playing. The Dreamcast looks like it's going to the right, so he's playing House of the Dead 2. They had the Wii next to that. What were the kids playing? I can't remember. I can't remember what they were playing, but you did have some of the light gun games, and I can't remember what else. What were they playing? I don't remember. I remember there was Lethal Enforcers on there as well at some point. I think that was a bit broken. Okay, so next slide we got a couple of people playing Streets of Rage. Didn't come out well. Streets of Rage 2 actually, because that, if I remember correctly, that's the level with, that's the H.R. Geiger style level. Well, who's the boss at the end? Zamzin? Something like Zamzin. Got some a bit more modernish, well, I say modernish, PlayStation ones. So you've got Siphon Filter on the right. I don't know what the others are. I don't know what the other games are. Sorry. That'll be a Nintendo 64 and a Dreamcast. And then we got the PC no, this is not the PC gaming section. Sorry, this is a bit more modern. But the reason why I took this was because there was a Wii U being played. As you can see, the kid in blue is playing on the Wii U. And then you got a couple of PS3s down there. So, you got the party section where you had the bongos on the far end. You can see on the far left. That's on the GameCube. Samba de Amigo. I'm pretty sure that is on the bottom left. A couple of guys playing probably rock guitar. I'm not sure which one. Probably Rock Band, I think, maybe, because that'll be the drum kit, I think. And then you got the Xbox 360. I'm not sure what he's playing. Oh, sorry about this. This is the Jaguar with Alien vs Predator, and it's actually a little bit slower than I thought it would be, to be honest. I did play it, and it's not bad. I was half tempted to get a Jaguar, but I didn't end up getting one, so you'll have to wait till the end of the video for that. Okay, so this is the LAN and PC gaming section. I do apologise. Doom, yes, look, it's actually Doom on PCs. as a quote to me, I almost cried. Because, I mean, I didn't really expect, I'd expect, like, Spectrums and stuff like that, but I'm not expecting someone to come up with a proper LAN gaming PC, you know, for something as old as Doom. Hell, there was even Wolfenstein being played around the corner. I didn't get a shot at that, unfortunately. And somebody mentioned today that we were actually Windows 98 machines, so, you know. There was, on the right side of this, we were playing Quake 2, and I got to have a game at that. That was fun. That was really fun. For those of you who like GTA, this is GTA 1. Although this isn't a good image, this is a better image. So you can see 4 of them are all playing GTA 1. I think one of them's playing GTA 2. I could be... Yeah, I think that the one on the far right looks like GTA 2. But yeah, they did have 1 and 2 playing on there. I got to play that twice yesterday. Oh, today I think it was. Carmageddon 2 actually. Got to play that today. That was fun. Still not used to the idea of controls being on the numpad, but I suppose I'm not old enough. What's he playing on the right? Not sure what he's playing. What was he playing? I can't remember. Command and Conquer. There you go. Still again on our Nimbus PCs. Alien vs Predator, the original one. Oh, and then you got the section whereby they were doing an entire LucasArts section. So you've got Ceramax on the left, Secret of Monkey Island in the middle, and then you've got the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade on the right on the Mega Drive. And then further on, you've got, I think it's Pod Racers on the right. What was he playing? I think he was playing something similar. The PC in the middle of that, and to the third one from the right, it was actually playing Dark Forces. Unfortunately, on Sunday, it had gone wrong. The machines are there, but that's what it was playing. And on the left is Zombie Ate My Neighbors. More PC LAN gaming, I think. No, I'm not. One of them's got to be playing Counter-Strike. And I'm pretty sure, too, on the far left and far right is the same game, and I'm pretty sure that was being Elite Forces 2, you know, Star Trek. And as I can't believe it, didn't get to play those because those were pretty much gone. Like Doom was constantly being played. Quake 2, pretty much, not so much on a Sunday. Well, they also had Unreal Tournament being played. What else did they have on gaming? Can't remember. Quake 3 Arena on the PCs. Okay, so this is another small section behind those where quite a few people playing on various consoles in this setup, which was an interesting setup. There's another one, far end, and again. And the guys next to it was playing Quake 3 on a Dreamcast. Is there anything else I haven't mentioned? I think that pretty much covers everything. So next section we're now going into is the pickups. And I said I was in the market on Sunday for a console. And I decided to pick up the Amiga 600. Mainly for the fact that I wanted the power pack. I've basically been going around trying to find a power pack to see if anybody had a power pack for the Amiga 1200, because I had mine downstairs and it disappeared. Don't know where it's gone. Which is really annoying. And nobody's got one, and they had a power pack with the 600, but I asked him if he'd sell it separately, and he said he wouldn't, so it's fair enough. So I ended up picking it up on the Sunday anyway, because it was, 60 quid with that, the power pack, and a mouse, and a composite to SCART lead. So that wasn't bad for 60 quid. And then I also got Eliminator for 3 quid. That isn't working, unfortunately. So again, but thanks to Attic Bug, who I bought them from, I bought from them. Next pickup was Streets of Rage 2 and Flashback. I'm not sure which seller this was. But interestingly, I thought Streets of Rage 2 would have been like 30 quid, because that's what usually is on eBay. But I managed to pick that up for 15 quid, and Flashback was a tenner, so that's a good bargain. Flashback has a manual with it. Streets of Rage 2 doesn't, but I know how to play that game, so I'm not really bothered. Next one is the Sega Saturn pickups. So we got Nights into, we got the 3D control pad with Nights into Dreams, and the Christmas version. That was 50 quid. That was a good bargain, methinks. And then I got Lost World and MechWarrior 2 for the Sega Saturn. Where did I go? I got MechWarrior 2 from Console Passions. Can't remember where I got the other two from. I think MechWarrior 2 was about 7 quid, and Lost World was about 10 or something like that. Was it something? It was around that end. And then last but not least, I can't leave something like this without getting a t-shirt. So I got the Play Expo t-shirt. That was 12 quid. So yeah, before I end this video, I did notice that Player going back to Blackpool, they've been advertising, I think the 3rd and 4th of May next year. It's called Play by the Seaside, and I'm very tempted to go actually. So I'll see whether I can go next year. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed my pickups and my report of what happened at the Play Expo, and I'll see you next time. Bye.